So one of the questions that we got that came in through the website was about the auto rotate function. And not about the function itself, but about the functionality of it. So the auto rotate function itself is fairly easy to use. And if we just go back and we'll grab some type of object here, and we can use the torus for this. I'm just going to throw a material on it so that we'll see it a little bit better. And we'll go back into our functions here and grab this auto rotate and drag it on here. Like I said, it's fairly easy to use. You come into the auto rotate function and use the axis. You set your direction, and then you set your velocity, and you hit ease in, and now it starts. But the problem is that you only have control of it through this little interface right here. And when you come down into your timeline window and hit play, nothing happens, or you can't start it or stop it this way. So what you need to do is create an action keyframe to control this on the stage if you wanted to get it to play through your timeline. So that's what we can do right now. And to do this, we're going to go into our show commands, and we're going to bring up our show commands window. Now I'm just going to create a little bit of space in here by hitting enter so that we know exactly where we are and we don't get lost in all this other commands within the window. And what I want to do is just hit the ease in button right here, and it gives us this language. It says number 920 function auto rotate rot start invoke. So I want to copy this. So I'm going to come up and right click onto my window here, and I'm going to say mark, and then I'm going to come down here and grab this function auto rotate rot start invoke. And I'm going to come back up to the top here, right click on the little shell window, go to edit, and I'm going to say copy. Now we're going to use part of this code to create an action keyframe. So I'm going to close my show commands window, and I'm going to go into the stage button. Well, first of all, I want to halt my thing so I don't get dizzy here. Now I'm going to create an action within this stage so that when we hit play or we open up this scene, we can start this auto rotate function. So first thing I'm going to do is just create a director. Since we don't have any animation in here, there's no director. So I'm just going to click on that little D button, create a director. And once we have a director, we can create an action keyframe. So I'm going to click on this little A button, and it gives us a name. It says, please enter action name. We can call it anything, but just so we know what it is, I'm just going to call this auto rotate. And I'm going to click OK. Now it gives us this little blue box here. So now we can set an actual action keyframe in here. And we can do this by setting our timeline marker wherever we want it, and then clicking this add keyframe. When I click this add keyframe, to the right here we get this little box. Now this is where we can add our action. And to start our action, what we need to do is tell it exactly which scene we're working with. And when we're working within action keyframes, the language is called this underscore scene. So we need to tell it that we're working within this scene. Now we need to tell it where exactly to go. So we're working within the tree. So I'm going to type in tree. Now I need to tell it which container within the tree, and the container name must start with a $, and the container name is torus. It's upper and lowercase. Once we have this, we can come back and just paste what we had copied through our command window. And what it pastes is function auto rotate rot start invoke. So now if we move our action keyframe anywhere on the stage here, whenever our timeline hits that, it should start. So if we hit play here, you can see that timeline, and now it starts that auto rotate function. Also, another thing that's nice about this is that once you save this scene, so if we hit save as here, and we'll just save it off, we'll give it a quick name, and we close this. Now once we come back in and reopen this, once we hit play, it's going to automatically hit that action keyframe, and it's going to play this auto rotate function. So this is how you can automatically set the auto rotate function to go within your timeline window.